How you doing, guys? This is Demba. Welcome to Demba's Fluency Journey. Today, I just appeared to be telling you how I am doing when it comes to improving my English and basically how important is English as well. And yeah, we will see lots of things along the way. First of all, for those of you who don't know me, I am Demba. I am Habesha. I'm from Ethiopia and I live in the UK, and I have been in the UK for the past 2 years basically. Yeah. And yeah, I will take you through how it feels like to stay in the UK 2 years and how like impactful it is when it comes to improving your English as well. So just stay tuned. We will go through all of that. So the first question is my English improving? Okay, well, my English is really improving. Like, I can't emphasize it enough. I am really working hard and I'm putting lots of efforts and attentions into improving my English, and it's working, and I'm really improving. It has been 2 years since I stayed in the UK, and back then I used to lack vocabulary. Then what I did was, back then I reinforced my vocabularies. Basically, I studied lots of vocabulary and I reinforced it. Then I became able to make simple sentences and to speak to natives. Then yeah, then that way of studying English carries me to this level. You know what I mean? So it's really improving. Is learning English hard? Yes, it is really hard. It is really hard, more than you think, more than you can imagine. So, okay, here is the thing. The thing is, English is the greatest weapon out there we need to wield to win over what's happening in the current world, to seize like better opportunities to fulfill our life basically. So it is really hard learning English, particularly if you are learning on your own, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to teach myself English by staying in home, focusing, writing, and trying to retain as many vocabularies as possible as well. And yeah, I'm basically trying to do my utmost. So it is really hard. Maybe for some of you, it could be easy if you have someone to practice with, as in like native, you know what I mean? So if you are surrounded by native people and if you actively engage with them, then it's gonna be easy because you can embrace vocabularies, you can adopt an accent as well. So it could be easy because you can do it without you realizing it, you know what I mean? The third question is it possible to change accent? Oh my god. Accent, I don't think it is possible. I mean, like, it is possible. Nothing is impossible in the world, but it takes a lot of effort. You know what I mean? Particularly if you appear in the English countries after basically after you transited to young or adult, like after 18 years old. So it's gonna be really hard. But if you appear here in English countries before you turn 18, then you can immerse into different community, different young crew, or you can join school, and yeah, and you don't feel ashamed about your accent as well. So it's gonna be helpful for you, and it's gonna allow you to easily mimic the people's accent and adopt as yours at the end. But if you are in like back home in Ethiopia and trying to learn accent, maybe you could take some way of saying word. Basically, it's not accent, but it's more of pronunciation. So you could excel at some words when it comes to pronunciation and accent as well. You could like, adopt some accents, just those accents specific to the word only. But as a whole, to sound like Americans or British, it's pulling teeth, man. It's really frustrating and hard, and I don't really suggest to go for accent, particularly if you can, speak English fluently and if you can convey your thoughts properly. That's the bottom line of language, isn't it? Which one is hard from English language skills, like speaking, listening, reading and writing? Obviously, writing is the hardest one. And the second one is speaking, and the third one is the third hardest. The third hardest one is writing, speaking, listening. Reading and listening. Listening is, I think, the easiest one. Reading is hard. Reading, when I say reading, like as in understanding, comprehension. Do you get me? For example, you read book, and how good are you at understanding the book, at grasping the whole points of the book and explaining it to somebody else? Do you understand? So if you can do this, then your comprehension is really good. So reading is going to be the third hardest English skill to master. So yeah, how writing is hard, because writing is writing. So when you write, you need vocabulary. You need to have like established thoughts to put across, and you need to have you need to know the structures when it comes to knowledge. And it's actually, writing is knowledge, isn't it? So you have to teach yourself. So and you can hone it by practicing it, basically. Yeah, if you do it again and again, you can hone it. And yeah, it has lots of grammar rules, and it has lots of techniques when it comes to the form of the writing system. I mean, for example, when you write report, so you have to involve a headline and conclusion and all of that. So you need to be able to know the forms, or the way you write, or the way you lay out your points. Do you understand? So yeah, so writing is hard. And the second one is the second hardest is speaking. So speaking, I can talk about more speaking because I've been trying to learn the speaking part over the rest of them. So the speaking it is really hard because it's output. So you learn vocabularies, and you hear lots of things and everything. So everything sinks inside you. Then when you try to speak it, it just gets off your mind. So it's really hard. So it just racks your brain, literally just racks your brain. So you learn vocabulary, and your idea. So when you speak, there is no words, there is no vocabulary in your mind. So but to me, I have been learning vocabulary, as I already said. I've been learning vocabulary, and I was trying to see how natives use them. You know what I mean? Like how natural my English should be. So that was recently what I was trying to focus on. So not only knowing vocabulary doesn't really make you fluent in English, because you have to speak in a natural way, or in a flow, or in a way that people can grasp what you're saying. Do you understand? Otherwise, if you just put in all the vocabularies and organize like some kind of thoughts and just put across it, it could be misunderstood by people, or people could not understand it because of the vocabularies you are using, and because of the fact that you don't know how to use those vocabularies or how to effectively communicate your thoughts. Do you understand? So we have to be careful with that. So the fifth question is, how long does it take to be fluent? Okay, so to be fluent, so I think I would say it takes more than 2 years, unless you are pretty much surrounded by natives, like your boss is native, you like co-workers are native, your girlfriend is native, everyone is native, and the area where you are living is occupied by native people. Maybe that exposes you to practice more and master it pretty easily. Otherwise, if you are just trying to learn by yourself like me, it's gonna be really hard, and it takes more than 2 years. 2 years. I've been here 2 years and I didn't have anyone to practice with. I didn't have any natives around me either, just to mimic accent or to adopt vocabularies and to see how natural I should speak as well. But yeah, I didn't have all of those resources, so I had to teach myself. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it took me more than 2 years, and still I lack lots of things. I still ramble. I still don't make sense at some point, but I'm trying. So as long as you are trying, there is some kind of incremental improvement. So it takes you to the big improvement at the end of the day to to the to hit your goal when it comes to fluency. How can I improve my English quickly? Okay, I get this question a lot in TikTok and yeah, in person as well. And I see these questions when other English teachers are being asked as well. And this question, I think, so how you can improve your English quickly is by practicing again and again. You have to hone it. You have to work day in and day out. So how you can do it is first study vocabularies. Just nourish yourself by lots of vocabulary. If you have lots of vocabulary, even if you don't know how to communicate them effectively, as long as you say it, as long as you just put them together and say it, it just makes sense. People can understand what you are trying to say. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so they can react to what you are saying. So I suggest to learn as many vocabularies as possible, the first step. And the second step is, once you have lots of vocabulary, learn like conjunctions, how to make your English cohesive, like how to jump from one point to another point. So you have to make it like enhance it. So to enhance it, like you have to know lots of conjunction, like however, even though, like this kind of thing. You know what I mean? So just play around with it. So, and once you know this, so you can speak your English. You can speak good English. So, and the third thing when it comes to improving your English, or mainly when it comes to improving your speaking, is you need to know natural way of speaking English. So what do I mean by natural is, you need to know when and how you can use some specific vocabulary. Do you understand? And when or in what condition and situation I can use this vocabulary. For example, okay, let me tell you this explicitly, because I really need you to understand this. So ለምሳሌ for example በአማርኛ እንደዚህ እንላለን እንመጣና እስክሪፕቶ ፈልጌ ነበረ እስክሪፕቶ ይኖራል እንዴ እንላለና so when we say this in English we don't say I was looking for a pen. Do you have a pen? No. If you because here you are using was. So what the guy think is you were looking for a pen and now you are looking for a pen to get from him. Do you understand? Like you were looking for a pen, so the action has already happened and it's gone, and now currently you are looking for a pen or you are wanting him to borrow you a pen. Do you understand? So you have to distinguish the difference here. So here, this is where naturality comes in. So አሁን እስክሪብቶ እየፈለኩ ነበር ነው በአማርኛ ነው ሎካል እየፈለኩ ነበር so ወደ እንግሊዘኛ ሲሆን I am looking for a pen ነው መሆን ያለበት እንጂ ቃል በቃል ተርጉማችሁ so word by word so if you try to translate it like word by word like I bet you tend to say I was looking for a pen so but we don't say that so just get rid of words and put in am and you can just say I am looking for a pen so this is how you like what basically naturality mean like English naturality means so you have to work on your English naturality and there are vocabularies for example me personally I know lots of vocabularies so when I speak English you know I like pitching those vocabularies like I use those kinds of vocabularies and people don't understand me because one they are really hard and academic vocabulary two I don't know how to use them I mean I know the meaning of them but I don't know how natural I can make them when I can use them do you understand so that's where naturality comes in so you have to make your English natural so you have to know at what specific point you should use that vocabulary do you understand so guys that's all for today yeah I think I have addressed all the questions if I haven't you guys can ask me anything and yeah I will keep going my fluency journey is going and my you know my accent adoption is yet to come so we're gonna master accent and we're gonna make our English clear as well so just stay tuned guys see you have a good day